Hi, I'm Brian Dr. Sick Yamasaki.
And I'm Dr. Mark Cacciamani.
Welcome to another edition of the Doctor's Office. All right, I'm so excited for this next clip. This time we're going to talk about the anatomy of the nervous system in the leg as it pertains to leg strikes and legs attacks of different sorts. I really appreciate you coming out and sharing your years of expertise and knowledge. I know you're a really busy guy, Doc. Dr. Cacciamani's been busy working on bully beatdown, ultimate combat experience, and then trying to run his his day job, his daily practice, and getting that off the ground and continuing to grow. And I know that it is. And I really appreciate you taking your time to come here and to share with us. So, what are you going to talk to us about today, Doc?
Today we're going to talk about some strikes to the leg, kicks mostly to the leg, and nerve attacks to the leg. You know, I've actually read on the internet some people what they think is a strike to the sciatic nerve, which is
That's what I thought. I thought
Sure.
that with the tied leg kicks and things of that sort, that was the major thing that underneath it all, that's what was causing all the pain and agony.
Yeah, you know, and there's a lot of pain, and I felt those even today. I felt some of those. So, and I don't think that it's actually hitting the sciatic nerve. Certainly it's a soft structure with only one hard thing going through it, and that's the bone of the thigh, the femur. But you certainly can hit one area and get something that's all the way across the other side. So whether it is affecting the nerve, I don't think so, because what I'm feeling doesn't affect my foot, calf, and my step. So I think it might be something else that we're actually going for with some of those outside kicks.
Well, why don't we map it out on Kiser here, who so kindly volunteered his leg and
Sure.
went through all the trouble.
By volunteering, Yamasaki means he called me at 10 o'clock last night and said, Kiser, go tanning and shave your legs and be at the gym
No.
in the morning. So,
I asked him to volunteer for the leg, and he said, "Oh boy, well, thanks a lot for calling me at 10 p.m. because now I'm not going to have time to go tan and shave my legs and get myself."
All right, so I think what we'll start with is just showing some of the landmarks of the leg and where the nerve is going to be passing. So let's talk about where the sciatic nerve is and how medically we approach the sciatic nerve. There's a couple different approaches to the sciatic nerve. When we're going for injections, we do that sometimes for pain control of the leg, and also around hip surgery because it can stretch that nerve, so we want to numb it up a bit. So one thing that the landmarks that we use are the greater trochanter, which is a piece of the femur. When you break that, sometimes people say it's a hip fracture, but it's really a femur fracture. And then also we use a part of the pelvis to give us our landmarks, which is this one up here. You can't see it quite because it's underneath his shorts, but it's the posterior superior iliac spine.
This is for science, Doc. Go ahead and move that.
something might
Poor
jump
Kiser.
out and surprise you.
I don't know.
Don't pretend like you don't like this, Kiser. I know what your weekend job is.
So here's the greater trochanter, and then here I'm using yellow because that's usually what we use for nerves. If you look into Gray's Anatomy, it's going to be yellow, and arteries are red and veins are blue. And then we're going to make a line. Lean forward a little bit for me. There you go. And we're going to make a line going between the two. And I found a study where they said, well, you go through a lot of muscle here and it hurts more trying to get to the right spot. So let's go to a little bit farther down, and they call it the subgluteal approach to getting to the sciatic nerve. And they use this same mark here, but they use the sitting bone as the other one, which is in the buttocks. Which I don't want to dig around too much back there. So I want you to find for me where the bone is that you would sit on. You were sitting nice and straight.
Whoa, my butt is completely out there. Oh my God.
You see what we go through for you
That is not acting. I had no idea I was that exposed.
Come on.
This is for science.
So it's probably going to be like way up, down in there. So this would be the way, and this is the way that we would get into innervating that nerve. But I don't know if it's the best way to designate where it is, because when he stands up,
That's true.
it may change.
Because we're marking, what we're doing is we're marking the surface, the skin,
The
which moves.
skin, which moves, and then also, so maybe we'll have
And
him
plus, like you
stand
said,
up.
we were in a three-dimensional. We're talking in a three-dimensional plane, and we're talking actually within.
Right, and you're going to be going in about 4 centimeters and
I'm
4
going to help you out
centimeters
here,
that way.
Kiser. What we're talking about is happening within a thigh that's like that. So
Right.
imagine a piece of ham, right? Cut.
Absolutely, yes.
That's how we're talking three-dimensional.
And it actually, and you see here that the leg is, if you were to divide the leg into slices this way, it's going to be actually, the nerve is running in this inner third.
More behind.
Yeah, underneath the buttocks in essence. So this is, and remember that this is a surface view of what's going inside, and we're going to be in about 4 inches, or sorry, 4 centimeters. So it's in the middle of the leg in essence. So this is going to be inside.
How far away from, say, the femur bone, so that you can kind of get an internal perspective?
So it's going to be
So we're talking this. If we're looking down from the top, and this is his femur bone,
looking down from the top. Okay.
like this is his femur bone.
Sure.
How far, like, away from the center of that femur bone would it be?
Well, actually, I have a picture of that if you want to see. And so then there's the sciatic nerve. If you go in 4 centimeters here, you're probably going to have a spot that's going to be accessible here to the nerve. And so there's as you get to the knee, things kind of come to a point, all the muscles do. So you have spaces between the muscles, so you can see the spaces between the muscles, back of the knee and on the side here. And so this area here is probably a good way to get to that nerve.
And that makes total sense. Ajahn Greg Nelson was telling us about how he learned from Bunkered Vertex how sometimes instead of kicking more on this line here, sometimes he would shift out to this outside angle and hook his leg around like that, which you can see that's where it's catching him, right where that split is.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of
There's not a lot of muscle to have to split to get to that thing. At a different CSW camp, Lucia Riker was talking to us, and she happened to mention that her preferred area to hit was right here, right where is this the quadricep?
Yes.
Comes to an end right here, and then there's one here that, I mean, it's just horrible.
I want you to do it to Brandon, different spots, and I want you to tell us if you feel anything funny in your foot or your calf.
Okay.
That would be the sciatic nerve.
Oh.
Yeah, where does that hurt?
Right there, and then
Uh-huh.
I get this little kind of tingling effect going down the front of the leg, and then
Okay.
it disappears.
And you're okay to bump up on your toes? You don't feel weak doing that or anything?
Yeah, no.
Or funny going back and forth?
No, everything's still functioning pretty good.
Okay, now let's do the other one. Okay, now bounce around on your toes. Feel a little weird?
It's just real kind of crampy in this area, but there's nothing below the knee.
That's what I felt. The same thing.
You go, ah!
There it is. That was it. I think that was it.
I think
And
that was it.
there
There
it
it
is.
is.
You got
There
the
it is.
limp. You
The
got the
leg
limp.
the leg just doesn't work right.
So that's the foot. The foot feels a little.
Yeah.
I think maybe
And
we
I-
just had to get deep enough because and it's
Yeah.
hard because we're trying to
yeah,
preserve each other.
I can just feel this kind of
A-
cramping.
It's a
like,
funny feeling in your
wow.
calf and your. And
Wow, running down both sides of the calf. That's interesting.
which would make sense because
That's where they're branching. Let's show there's the branch like that going out and then
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's going to control the calf, the foot, everything you're doing with your foot. So.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. That's another edition of The Doctor's Office. Hi, I'm Brian, Dr. Sick Yamasaki, and thank you for joining us for the anatomy of the leg kick and beyond. For additional information on the subject and over 15 minutes of extra footage, techniques, and tips, please visit us at www.damagecontrolmma.com.